He never led a grand army into battle. He didn't roar to massive crowds like a dictator from the West. But Mao Zedong killed more of his own people than any leader in human history. No war, no enemy, just a dream so powerful, it turned rice fields into graveyards. Mao was born in 1893, in a small farming village in Hunan, China. But from an early age, he was different. While others worked the land, Mao read poetry and imagined tearing down the old world. He rejected Confucian values, challenged traditions, and believed that only chaos could bring rebirth. In 1949, after years of civil war, Mao stood at the gates of Beijing and declared, "The Chinese people have stood up. A new nation was born, but so was a new kind of ruler." Mao promised equality, land for the peasants, dignity for the workers, and freedom from Western control. At first, many believed. They marched, they sang, they tore down the past with joy. But dissent, even a whisper of disagreement, meant you were labeled counter-revolutionary. And once you were labeled, you were erased. In 1958, Mao launched an idea that would change everything: the Great Leap Forward. He wanted China to surpass the West in just a few years. He ordered villages to build backyard furnaces, melt pots, pans, tools, turn them into steel. Farmers were told to plant crops in absurd densities, to dig massive irrigation canals by hand, to work day and night. Local officials faked harvest numbers, and Mao believed them. So, he raised the quotas. Grain was taken from the countryside and shipped to the cities, or abroad, to show off China's success. But in the villages, people began to starve. From 1959 to 1962, an estimated 30 to 45 million people died. It was the largest famine in human history. Some ate bark, some ate mud, some ate each other. In one village, a mother buried her child, then dug up the body days later. She had no choice, but no one could talk about it. Newspapers lied, radios played cheerful music. Mao's image still smiled down from every wall, and through it all, he never once apologized. After the famine, Mao's influence began to fade, so in 1966, he launched a new campaign, the Cultural Revolution. This time, the enemy wasn't hunger, it was memory. Mao told the youth to rise up, to destroy the old customs, old culture, old beliefs. Red Guards attacked their teachers. They burned books. They tore down statues. Children turned in their parents. Friends betrayed friends. One boy reported his own mother. She was beaten unconscious. This wasn't just a revolution. It was mass hysteria, engineered by one man. Mao died in 1976, still worshipped by millions. His body was preserved. His portrait remains in Tiananmen Square. His little red book is still in print. But his crimes, rarely discussed. There was no trial, no apology, no justice, only silence, and the ghosts of 45 million lives, lost not to war, but to a vision that demanded sacrifice, at any cost. Mao once said, "A single spark can start a prairie fire," and his spark did just that. It burned through families, fields, futures, and history itself. His revolution devoured its own children, and even now, China struggles to say their names. If these stories matter to you, if forgotten voices deserve to be heard, then help us tell more. Subscribe, because history doesn't just inform us, it warns us.